So ever since that dark day, or in my case 6 a.m, where Ilia Topuria folded our beloved Charles Oliveira, a lot of people have been pondering the question, who in this division can seek out the revenge on this man that we need? Or, you know, maybe end up looking like this. We've had candidates such as Justin Gaethje threatening retirement if he doesn't get a title shot. Paddy Pimblett because, well, you know, it'd be funny. And last but not least, Arman Tsarukyan, that's just clearly the best option of all three. And after UFC Qatar, it seems like the most likely outcome to happen now is, well, Justin Gaethje retiring. Best of luck to you, pal. We won't be forgiving you for what you did to Tony. And don't you dare think about going into Misfits. I fucking swear to God. Because after Arman Tsarukyan basically, well, beating Dan Hooker's ass inside the cage and out, it seems to everybody but Paddy Pimblett that, yeah, you know, this is a fight to make. But who knows, with Paddy Pimblett this week managing to cockroach his way into the top 5 for doing literally nothing. And thanks to Justin Gaethje making it clear that he's going to retire because he's not going to get a title shot he doesn't deserve, Paddy Pimblett probably going to end up ranked number 4 for beating Michael Chandler. Which probably doesn't make my Paddy Pimblett beating the fraud allegations video age any better, but I mean, who would have thought the rankings would be this shameless? To be fair, probably everybody. But what wasn't shameless was the Arman Tsarukyan beat down on Dan Hooker. To be fair, besides for the headbutt at the weigh-ins and, you know, the headbutt in the fight. And the fact that he had to get on his tiptoes to even headbutt him in the first place. But in the fights, looked better than ever. On the feet, on the ground, great kicks, great ground and pound, great headbutt. And I guess after all the grappling events he's done this year, now getting submissions in the UFC. And we can't forget the most impressive part of his entire performance being him spinning out of these guillotines like a Beyblade. Thankfully for Arman Tsarukyan's sake, can now say at least trying to impress Nina Drama by blowing his back out that one time finally came in handy. You know, by Dan Hooker doing his best the Bronx impression. And the craziest part of all of this is getting to see Arman Tsarukyan and Khamzat Chimaev all improve under the Jackson team. And who would have thought that this man Bear would be assembling the greatest MMA team we've ever seen, even if Rampage Jackson has no fucking idea who they are.
One person who's training inside the gym is Khamzat Chimaev. Compared to all the bodies you've seen come through the gym, where does he stack up?
Man, he's one of the best. You know, we had Khalil Browntree coming there. He's a beast as well. You got what's his name? In Lukin. What's his name? Arman and Lukin.
Arman Tsarukyan.
I get Rampage is probably fucking around, but at the same time, it seems for Rampage's sake that the less he knows about the members on this team, probably for the best.
Darren Till, I know he the man out there in the UK and everything. But
Former training partner of Khamzat Chimaev.
No way.
Yeah.
You don't say.
Smash Bros. He's one half of the Smash Bros.
What do you mean, they Smash Bros?
They're Smash Bros. Yeah.
They Eskimo brothers?
They go around as Smash Bros.
Oh. I don't believe Khamzat Smash.
No, he's a Smash Bro.
They Smash Bros?
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
So with this masterclass, Arman Tsarukyan calling out Ilia Topuria in the post-fight interview and then saying he's willing to have a quick turnaround in January to fight Topuria, probably due to the fact that he saw Paddy Pimblett climbing the rankings for doing literally nothing, but still.
Is there a chance if they said to you, hey, you can fight for the belt, but it has to be in January, could you turn around that fast?
Of course. I can rest 1 week, fly to US and stay there 2 months. It's enough time to get ready, and I didn't get any injured.
And with everybody saying Ilia Topuria has been ducking this man after saying he'd dropped the belt before ever fighting him.
I'm the world champion. I'm never gonna give him a chance to fight for the title. I will be like, listen, if that's the case, take my belt. I don't do it.
You'd think after all of this that Ilia Topuria would be watching this fight looking like this. But yeah, the same people that say all that never really mentioned the fact that he simply said he needs to win a fight first, which he did.
Listen, when you put so much effort in the game and you have a guy in front who you don't know that maybe he could pull out from the fight, that's not something good for us. It's not my back. Bro, I don't fucking care. They're gonna give him a fight before the title shot because there is no way.
To be fair, he still might be looking like this right now. Maybe not because of Arman, but you know, I guess a divorce can be tough. And I don't know why people are still falling for this as if they weren't calling Ilia Topuria a duck for ducking Max Holloway. before he knocked him out.
If he does fight you, will the BMF title also be on the line?
Yeah, of course. Without the BMF belt, I don't want him at all. If not, I'm going to fight with Volk, who deserves more than him, the rematch.
I mean, to be fair, he did walk out with the BMF belt, as delusional as he may have been. So now we can finally move on past the whole, you know, pulling out the Makhachev fight to impress Nina drama by blowing your back out and ruining an entire event. Not fighting for most of the year when your last fight was at UFC 300 against Charles Oliveira. For some people, thinking he lost the fight, depending on how you see the Darce choke at the end. And when finally showing up to a fight, putting all of it at risk to headbutt your opponent because you have the emotional maturity of a child.
You'd be stupid as hell to do that, like headbutting. Imagine if you broke Dan Hooker's nose or gave him a cut. The fight's off. The commissioner's not gonna let it. The weigh-ins, because that's stupid. You're not getting paid at the fucking weigh-ins. You're getting paid per fight. Imagine you hurt your guy before the fight. Like, the fight is off, bro. You gotta be really stupid to do something like that, bro. Lose your pay for what? The emotions got better of you for a fucking little bit. It's so stupid.
Granted, depending on who you ask, I mean, for some people, they think it's just him being stupid. For others, they think it's the fact that he's basically Bruce Wayne and the Tsarukyans are ballers and he's an absolute Nepo baby.
Everyone always brings up like, oh, your family, money, this and that. Can we clear this up? But where did this all come from? I feel like only in like the last year do people talk about this with you.
I mean, I don't have too much money, but I can live. I can do whatever I want in this life. I can buy whatever I want.
And who said UFC fighters are underpaid?
But I cannot buy private jet. I cannot buy private yacht.
The classic, you know, I don't have that much money because, well, I can't afford a yacht. Granted, I'm not trying to hate or pocket watch on Arman Tsarukyan for the fact that, you know, his family are ballers and he's basically Bruce Wayne and he's jacked to fuck and he's a badass fighter and I can barely afford my heating. Though I bring this up because a lot of people genuinely think this is why he acts dumb as fuck and has no personality and the charisma of a bucket and seems to shoot himself in the foot throughout his career. And hey, don't blame me, I'm not the one that asked the question. Funny enough, Ariel Helwani of all people did, and granted, wasn't the weirdest exchange he's had with Arman Tsarukyan before.
Assalamu alaikum, inshallah. Alhamdulillah.
Oh, nice. So you're a Muslim?
I'm not. I'm Jewish. You're Christian, right?
Yeah.
We're all one.
You
know what I'm saying?
Say again?
We're all brothers.
Yeah, of course.
And while on the topic of awkward interactions, after the Dan Hooker fight, it seems as if Arman Tsarukyan and Ilia Topuria had quite the interaction of their own. Arman, every time we see each other in person, you freeze up like a scared duck with no idea what to do. You know I handle you however I want. I fight whoever the UFC chooses. And remember, I slapped you and you just laughed. Then you go around acting like a gangster. So keep going. You're on the right path. Just a few levels below me, kid. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck he's on about, and I don't know why he would include the video itself while saying all that. Like, I initially thought he said all that and then someone else released the footage and he was caught in 4K. Actually, not even 4K. This was like it was recorded on a Nokia. But at least we got Arman Tsarukyan's response to all of this. Bro, you touched my neck like we were taking a family photo. And now you're calling it a slap online? The clip is clear. To be fair, it wasn't that clear. It looked like it was in 240p. Your insecurities, even clearer. I don't need to act tough for Twitter. To be fair, you did headbutt a man for basically no reason at all while getting on your tiptoes to do it. My work is inside the cage and out. If you want to know what a real slap feels like, I'll be happy to educate you. See you soon, John Jones. So it turns out Arman Tsarukyan's trash talk is a lot cooler on a keyboard when it doesn't sound like he's on sleeping pills.
But after today, I'm gonna try to again create some crazy videos that are gonna be viral and try to make a joke, you know, and to bring a lot of eyes for that fight.
Yeah, no, we're good on the mukbang videos. Like, you can keep all that. Just keep talking shit on Twitter. It's a lot cooler.
It's like a media sport too, you know. You gotta be a good fighter and a good showman. Yeah, nothing says showman like mukbang videos. I mean, especially on YouTube, it's just the biggest sportsmen you'll ever see doing it.
That being said, if the mukbang videos don't work, then you know, you can just keep headbutting people. That'll get attention. But who the fuck needs either of those when you got the two best guys in the division? You got the Armenians on one side, you got the Georgians on the other, you got the Ilia haters on one side, you got the Ilia sexuals on the other. This fight couldn't get any bigger. And the potential is endless. I mean, this fight could be as big as, you know, maybe Paddy Pimblett is by the time he's front row watching. And on top of all that, Paddy might even be ranked #1 for doing literally nothing by the time the fight ends, ready for the champion. And we can sit here and break down how the fight goes, but we'll cross that bridge when I make my awful prediction video the week of. The answer for the question that we're actually looking for here is what happens if Arman Tsarukyan wins? And well, I guess, you know, Ilia Topuria and Makhachev would just, I guess it won't happen.
Sign up to my boy's YouTube channel. That is JG2. And for those who don't, you can do me a favor and you can bend the knee to King Triple C too.